What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another class at the Burn Down Academy. Today, Justin and I will be discussing different cigar shapes, how they're measured, what they look like, all the different names. So if you're into that, stay tuned because it's the Burn Down Academy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another class. Now let's get right into it. To talk about the size of a cigar like this, we got to talk about length and ring gauge. What the heck is it? The ring gauge is the diameter of the cigar, 1/64 of an inch. And then the length of the cigar is measured in inches. So for instance, this is a Toro. You have 6 by 52, and that just means 6 inches by 52. And as simple as that. So the higher the ring gauge or the bigger the ring gauge, the bigger the cigar. The longer in inches is the longer the cigar. Bada bing, bada boom.
So cigars are classified into two different categories, Parejo and Figurado. Now Parejo is your traditional cigars. Straight sides, rounded cap. You've seen them all over the place. Figurados, on the other hand, are a little bit different. They tend to have tapered head, tapered foot, maybe an unfinished head or foot. Maybe they have a pointed cap. They just look a little bit different than your Parejos. Now, Eric is going to talk about Parejos.
So the Parejo style of cigar is very plain and simple. It's straight and it's got a round cap. Something like this. All wrapped, very circular and straight. Plain and simple cigars. Parejo. The first Parejo size, very simple, is the Robusto. Typically 5 by 50, 5 inches, 50 ring gauge. Pretty simple. So the next size up that we have in the Parejo family is the Toro. 6 inches by 52, just like that. A little bit bigger in length and a little bit fatter in diameter. Now you want a little bit fatter, you want a bit the same length, 6 by 60, you got the GORDO. Look at that ring gauge, pretty fat. There you go. So you want something a little bit longer in length and a little bit smaller in diameter, you can go with the Churchill. 7 inches in length, 48 with the ring gauge. Now you want something same length, it's about 7 inches, but a little bit tighter, you go with the LANCERO. 38 in ring gauge or in diameter, and 7 inches. Cigar aficionados' cigar of choice this size. So if you like it, stick with it. And the last one I'll be doing today is the LONSDALE. So it's similar to a LANCERO. It's about 6.5 inches in length and about 42 inches in the ring gauge or in the diameter. All right, now Justin is gonna bring you the Figurado sizes. Something a little bit like this. It's a little bit funky, it's a little bit different, so enjoy.
So the first cigar up in the Figurado family is the classic Figurado. Now you might see cigars that look like this. They have a tapered head and a tapered foot. This is your classic Figurado. Some cigar brands will actually name it a Figurado, even though the whole family of these shapes is Figurados. Anyway, classic Figurado. Now the next cigar I'm going to talk about is one of our personal favorites, and that's the BELICOSO. Typically 5.5 by 50, maybe 5.5 by 52. So that's 5.5 length, 52 ring. And you'll notice the top is tapered and it comes to a point. Unlike your Parejos, which have a rounded cap, this is the BELICOSO. So the next cigar I'm going to talk about is what's called a Perfecto. It looks something like this. It's tapered head, tapered foot, fat in the middle. Now these can be all different sizes. You can have Grand Perfectos, you can have Petite Perfectos. This one by Oliva is a 5 by 55. Now you'll notice the foot is not 55. What they're talking about is the fattest part of the cigar in the dead center. Perfecto. Now the next cigar is pretty interesting. This is what's called the Diademas. Now this one has straight sides, but isn't a Parejo because it has a pointed cap and a tapered foot. This one happens to be 8 inches by 55, the Diademas. Now the next cigar is a Chisel. This one right here happens to be 6 by 55. What you'll notice is that the head is flattened. It's almost squared off. That's what makes it a Chisel. Almost looks like a chisel. Now the last one I'm going to show you is what's called the Pig. This one happens to be one of my favorite smokes, the Flying Pig. 4 by 60, tapered head and a tapered foot, also has a pigtail cap, which is why they call it the flying pig. You'll see a lot of these. Get your hands on one, enjoy. So as you can see, there's all different types of sizes, from Parejos to Figurados. There's even unique sizes coming out every day. Like this one, the BBMF by Opus X. Stands for Big Bad Motherfucker. But the best way to find your favorite one is just smoke them all. So thank you for joining today's class at the Burndown Academy. Until next time, class is adjourned.